When is the last time you read a book with no author? Rather, it was a singular individual or a consortium of some publishing company that collected the information and data, edited it, and published it, which would make it the author. When was the last time you watched a movie with no director? Or you listened to a song without a songwriter? When was the last time you used an apparatus or a piece of machinery without an inventor or a designer? When was the last time you entered a house or bought a house without an architect behind it? Somewhere in life, everywhere in life, from the things you buy at the store, baked goods, sandwiches, burgers, fries, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders, somebody's behind it. Somebody came up with that recipe. Thank you, Sarah Lee. Somebody designed that coat, that jacket, those shoes. Is it possible that the earth has no designer, no architect, no baker, no author, no director, no writer? It just, out of everything else we know, which we have nothing to measure what we do not know by, other than what we do know by. The greatest predictor of future events are past ones and present ones. We're looking into the future based on what we know. Based on when we see that weather pattern over a certain amount of time, we know it's going to be an El Nino year. Based on this, when the polar vortex dips this low and the ocean currents flow this way or that way in a certain temperature, we know it's going to be a La Nina. It's not based on arbitrary que sera, sera. There is a reason, there is an author, there is a writer, there is a pattern. So, how long did it take? Well, I don't know. Or do I? Some movies are 30 minutes, some movies are an hour. Some are 60, some are 90, some are 120, some are 240 minutes. Some are 3 hours, some are 4 hours. Some are so long you have to cut them up in series over 3 months, 28 episodes. Some books have prequels and sequels, not to mention the length of the original one. Some come in volumes. Some come in series. The story is either condensed in 300 pages and that's all you get, or you'll be reading it for years because you have no idea what else is in the author's head that is not revealed. Did the author reveal everything? The writer gives you a book and only so many pages tells you a story. Don't really know all of the origin stories at all. They give you pieces of papyrus and skulls here and there. And how big is that book? Did the editor tell them it can only be 500 pages long? It could only take 6 days to read, or 60? 6 hours, or 6 minutes? Is it an abbreviated book? An abridged book? Is it a novella or a novel? Which is it? If creation is a book, then all you're reading is that portion that the author has allowed us to read, condensed in however long it is in its publishing. In the beginning doesn't mean the beginning of the story. It's just the beginning of what you're reading. And the end is not the end of the story. It's just the end of what you're reading. Lord knows all the side stories we could go past from all the other characters and all the other unknown unknowns. We just know our role, our place in the story, where we come into the story, where we go out of the story. But the story has multiple tentacles and rivers, tributaries, oceans, fountains, deep wells, unexplored dimensional universes, unbeknownst to us and who knows when. It's a book that could go on and on as long as the author does. And like a movie, from what is revealed in that 2-hour movie in the theater, may not be the director's cut. It might simply be the cut that the movie studio wanted you to have. The scholars, the priests, the imams, the preachers, the prophets, the writers. It may be the director didn't want you to see everything he filmed. So you got to see what he approved for you to see. It doesn't mean there wasn't more to the story and more to all the characters. That's just what you got to see. But wait, there's more. And that is why you have so many Star Wars and Hunger Games and John Wick's, story after story. Rather, it's a comic book that is a never-ending, endless story, morphing and adapting and changing in DC and Marvel. Somebody has got to admit, God is the author, the director, the designer and the architect, the baker, the creator. You are not in the director's head. There are those who beg directors to make another movie. I can't believe they didn't make a sequel. Man, I can't believe they didn't make a part 1. Oh, I can't wait for part 2. Oh, wait. There are some parts that are yet to come, not the least of which is the millennial reign of our Lord upon this earth. And the Lord only knows what comes at the end of that. Beyond imagination, beyond comprehension. Why? We are not the author. We don't hold the patent. We didn't write the song. Think about all the songs that are lost because great ones died too soon, like Nat King Cole, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash. For those of you hippies, your beloved John Lennon. What more could have come, you say, from their life? Jim Morrison died too young. James Dean died too young. Marilyn Monroe died too young. What other great movies? I don't think any of her movies were great, but you do. What else was in Michael Jackson's head? Had he lived? Well, you all are right about that. Great people who died too young, what else could they have done? Martin Luther King, what else could he have accomplished? If there was anyone who had the capability of being the world president, it would have been Martin Luther King, Reverend Martin Luther King. He would have easily excelled had he lived into the presidency of the United States. Lord knows where else he could have gone. Just look what happened with Nelson Mandela in South Africa. What are the possibilities? And that's for a human. Imagine the Creator. Where else is he going to take us? How far out flung the expanse of the universe and the role, whatever it is that we play. What else does the Creator have in mind? What other great things could Tesla have accomplished? Did he die too young? So, think about it. Think about it. Our Creator. In the few books and chapters He allows us to read, the prequels that are yet to come, the sequels that are endless, the patents that are yet to be, the architectural menagerie that is yet to be built, the wonder and taste of the recipes yet to be created, the songs that are yet to be written, to be sung. We have no idea. But our writer, our author, our director, our creator is beyond all those that live within the paradigm of our temporal existence and physical matter in a material world. So just imagine. You can't. So don't. The Lord is real. Rejoice, people. There is a God, there's a creator. You'll see.